Good morning, wonderful people. Good afternoon, good evening. It's morning for me right now, but whatever time you're watching this video, hope you're having a great day. Thank you for joining me with another one of my QuickBooks tutorials. My name is Zach Pasquarello. I am a bookkeeper, also certified QuickBooks Pro Advisor, and I own my own bookkeeping business, Harrisburg Bookkeeping. We operate in Pennsylvania, specifically South Central Pennsylvania, but we also have clients all over the country, California, Texas, Florida, a bunch of different states. So if you need help with your QuickBooks and my videos just aren't cutting it, and the live support you have through the internet is just not working, hit me up, call me, email me, text me, get in contact with me, and I would love to help you with whatever's going on. With that being said, hopefully these videos are helpful, and if you have specific problems, chances are someone else is having the same problem, so let me know and I will gladly make a video about it. I try to keep my videos easy to understand, somewhat short, as short as they can be, but also detailed enough that you can just watch the video and then do it yourself. Most small business owners can probably handle your bookkeeping on your own. If you're just starting out 3, 6, 9 months into it, save your cash. Don't spend $500 a month on a bookkeeper. You can probably do it yourself. But maybe after that first, second, third year, once business really starts picking up, at that point, probably good to look into hiring a bookkeeper. But first couple months, you can absolutely do it yourself. So here we are. I'm going to teach you a little trick, not a trick, but this is what I've seen works the best. So if you're a business owner, you probably pay other people for something, for anything, whether it be goods, products, raw materials, or services. Perfect example: bookkeeper, accountant, marketing, advertising, sales, office administrator, virtual assistant. If you are a construction worker, I'm sure you have contractors. Chances are you probably aren't doing it all yourself. What else? If you own an auto shop, you probably have mechanics who work for you. If you own a bakery, you probably have some people who are helping you bake, or a restaurant, you've got cooks. And if they're not set up on payroll, then they're just a 1099 contractor. So payroll is a whole nother ballgame. But if you just have 1099 contractors, which most of your freelance part-time workers will be, if they're not working full-time for you, chances are they're probably a 1099 contractor. So what I see all too often is, at the end of the day, let's say Joe Smith helps me out for 4 hours with some data entry into Excel for my marketing business. And at the end of the day, we shake hands. Thank you very much, Mr. Smith. Here's a check for $200. I appreciate you. I would highly encourage you to come up with a different system. So if you have contractors working for you, especially multiple days a week, you're gonna drown in writing checks and administrative busy work if you pay your people every single day, even every single week. I would develop a system where maybe you pay them every Friday at most often, or maybe every 2 weeks, every 15 days. So what you want to do is you want to create a bill in QuickBooks to pay your contractors. So you want to stay organized. You don't want to just write a check real quick. Here you go. Thank you very much. Talk to you next week. You want to keep track of this stuff. Even if it's 15 days or 30 days, as a business owner, your goal is to receive your money as quickly as possible and then delay spending your money as much as possible. So even if it's 30 days, that extra $2,000 in your bank account might afford you some extra opportunity. So if you can, pay your vendors in 30 days. I'm looking at the trucking industry right now, and a lot of the carriers get paid every 90 days, which is insane. And if you're in the construction industry, I'm sure some of your vendors with your supplies, they are on a net 90 pay period where they might not require you to pay them in 90 days, which is awesome for you, but terrible for the truckers. Because how am I going to work this week and not get that money for 90 days? Like, most people do not have enough cash to survive for 90 days. So if you have vendors or if you have contractors working for you, before they start working for you, establish an agreement. I would recommend standard net 30. Pay all your contractors in 30 days. If they're like borderline full-time not full-time employees, otherwise they'd be on payroll, but if they're working with you on a regular basis as a contractor or freelancer, probably net 15 would be more appropriate for them. But still, 15 days holding on to that cash is better than 0 days holding on to that cash. So I'm going to show you real quick how to create a bill. So let's say, and have your people communicate with you. Like, have your people keep track of their time. Have your people keep track of the days they worked, and then have them give you like some sort of timesheet. I use Clockify. I've seen a lot of success with Clockify. There's a free version, there's a paid version, but Clockify is great for keeping track of your contractors. So this is a great example of why Simple Start might not be a good subscription for you. So Simple Start requires an upgrade to create bills and to pay your bills. So do not fear. I will just log in to one of my many other QuickBooks accounts. Okay, so this is one of my accountant QuickBooks pages, but it's the same thing, new, and then hit bill. Keep in mind, if you have Simple Start, you will not be able to do this, so you need Essentials or better. Okay, so here's a bill. So you just received an invoice from your vendor. So your vendor or your contractor is saying, hey, you need to pay me. Here's the work I did. I kept track of it. Here's the number of hours I worked, the number of days I worked. Here's the amount you owe me. So you receive that invoice from your contractor or your freelancer or your 1099, and then you create the invoice. So good example, I will use Harrisburg Bookkeeping. That is my bookkeeping company. So you can add a vendor right here. Add new. You can just quickly save the name, or you can go in here and add the details. So display the name, whatever the company is, the address, if you're going to be mailing them, their email address if you're going to be emailing them, and then just enter in their phone number. It's always nice to have that. The terms here. So whatever you auto-populate this to, if you say net 30, it'll automatically go net 30. Default expense account, this is pretty great. So a bookkeeper, more than likely legal and professional services, and then you can also track payment for a 1099. Go ahead and save Harrisburg Bookkeeping as a vendor. And then if you update their mailing address, it'll populate right here in the mailing address. Terms, net 30, net 15, net 60, or you can add a new term. So try for net 30 if it's someone you work with occasionally. That way you can pay your vendors in 30 days and save that cash for emergencies or for whatever you might need in your business. Okay, the bill date, whatever date is on their invoice, report that as the bill date, and then it automatically says the due date. For the bill number, I typically, if you have like a bunch of vendors and a very large business, maybe you have your own way of tracking bills, but what I like to do is I will put the invoice number, their corresponding invoice number, into my bill number. Just because a lot of times I don't see more than 10 or 15 bills being created in a single week. So it's pretty easy to keep track of. But if you have more than 10 bills in a week, then maybe establish your own bill number tracking system. Okay, so the category auto-populates, but whatever they are. If they're a contractor, they're in labor, maybe cost of labor, advertising, marketing. If they are an office administrator, maybe some sort of general office expense, and then the description. So we'll say March bookkeeping, 10 hours at $50 an hour. So the amount would be $500, and then for the memo, I go ahead and copy the description into the memo. The description and the memo are just for you. Whenever you're writing a check, the memo, typically in the bottom left corner, try to be as detailed as you can whenever you're writing checks. That way, whenever you have a picture of it in your bank account, you can remember, oh, it was for rent from 1 Main Street, or it was for Joe Smith for work on April 20th. Just be as specific as you can, as detailed as you possibly can. If you want to make an attachment, attach their invoice to the bill, you can. And then we're going to save and close that. Bill for $500 has been saved. And then this is another cool way to keep track. So go to your reports, search accounts payable aging. Did I spell that right? What you, oh, okay. Accounts payable aging detail. And then it pulls it up right here. You can see, so if you have multiple bills, this is a great way to keep track of all your bills. So go to the reports. It's accounts payable aging detail report. And then right here, Harrisburg Bookkeeping, 4/23/21, due date. And we have 30 days to pay it. And then you can export it to Excel, to PDF, to Google Sheets. I think that's new. Export to Google Sheets. I like that. But I typically export to Excel because I enjoy working with Excel. So you can open up here, reports. You can see if you have 10, 15, 20 bills, it makes it really easy to keep track of all of your accounts payable aging. So you can see what bills you owe. I recommend running this once a week. Maybe on Monday or Friday probably makes the most sense. But just keep track of the money that you owe. Very important. And then let's say I want to pay this bill, so I write a check or I set up my ACH transfer and I pay Harrisburg Bookkeeping. So today I'm going to pay my bill. So right under here, under vendor, directly under bill, you go to pay bills. And I physically wrote a check for $500. And I handed Zach Pasquarello $500 for his bookkeeping. So I handed him the check. He has not deposited it yet, but I'm paying him the check. And the date of the check is the date of the payment. So payment date is today, Harrisburg Bookkeeping. I wrote him a check, save and close. That's it, pay bills, and then it goes away on your accounts payable aging report. It'll show up on your profit and loss as an expense. It's that simple. 1099 contractors, freelancers, vendors, anybody you're paying, with a bill. Anyone who's giving you an invoice, that's how I recommend setting up your bills. Try to hold on to your cash for an extra 15 days. Have that conversation before you go into business with anybody, vendors or contractors, and establish some sort of terms for payment and stay organized with QuickBooks. So easy. Create a bill, run the report, pay the bill. QuickBooks makes it so easy to keep track of. The software is really powerful if you leverage it appropriately, if you know what you're doing. So hopefully these videos were helpful. Hopefully this will help you stay organized. If you liked the video, go ahead and leave a comment, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to keep putting out a lot more content, trying to share the lessons that I've learned as a bookkeeper and as a business owner. So I hope this was helpful. Once again, my name is Zach Pasquarello. I'm a bookkeeper. I'm a certified QuickBooks Pro advisor, and I own my own business, Harrisburg Bookkeeping. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment on the video, send me an email, give me a call. I'm more than happy to help any way that I can.